In the NASCAR Xfinity Series over 40 years in the sport, there have been many numbers come and go. On any given weekend, you will see 36 to 38 unique numbers on the track, and each of those numbers has a story to tell. Hi, I'm your host Matt, and this is NASCAR Number History presented by Dogleg Media. In this series, we look to tell the stories of each of those numbers. Who first ran the number, who first won with the number, the driver who visited victory lane the most, and every other driver to grab a trophy in the number. We also mention suggestions provided by you, the viewer. We go in numerical order, and today we look at numbers 30 through 34. If you missed numbers 0 through 29, the Xfinity Series Number History playlist will be linked below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It helps a ton, and I definitely appreciate it. But with that intro out of the way, let's dive into some more Xfinity Series Number History. We start this one out with the 30. I was genuinely surprised when researching for this one, but all of today's numbers were somewhat successful, which couldn't be said on the Cup side for these same numbers. Here is the 30. The 30 has 9 total wins with 4 different drivers. It's competed in 336 total races with a 2.7 win percentage. The driver who first drove the 30 in the Xfinity Series would be Bubba Adams. He would take it to Richmond in 1984 for the number's first start, finishing 20th. While I wasn't able to find any pictures for Bubba, I did find that he came super close to victory in 1985 at Langley, finishing 2nd. I bet if he had won that race, we would have a photo, but that's the story of finishing 2nd. Oh well. And here's a well-known name that we will have plenty of pictures for. Michael Waltrip is not only the first to take the 30 to victory lane, but he would also be the driver to take it there the most. Mikey would get the number's first win in 1989 at IRP. This win, along with the other 5 he would grab in the number, would come for Bahari Racing. He would make select starts with the team from 1989 until 1995. His 6th and final win with the number would come at Charlotte in 1993. All in all, Michael would make 69 total starts, and he would have 6 wins to show for it, along with 23 top 5s. And now we move to other winners, and we have 2 of them before getting to our last to win, starting with Jamie McMurray. Jamie Mack would win in his first start with the number, coming at Rockingham in 2004 for Braun Racing. He would only ever make 2 starts in the number, with the last coming in 2012 for Turner Motorsports at New Hampshire. A 50% win rate is pretty decent. Great job, Jamie. And finally, we have Nelson Piquet Jr. The Formula E champion would get his lone Xfinity Series win driving the 30 for Turner Motorsports at Road America. This would be just his 3rd start in the series. And we mentioned Nelson in our winning nationalities video, and it's cool that he has surfaced here again. And now we get to the last to win. This is a cool one. It's the cousin of Cup Series regular Chris Buescher, James Buescher. And this one confuses me a little. I couldn't find why his career kind of just fell off, but he had a great resume to start. He won 6 Truck Series races, and even won the Truck Championship in 2012. He would also win the season opening race at Daytona in 2012 in the Xfinity Series, driving for Turner Motorsports. This win is the last for the 30 in the Xfinity Series. If anyone in the comments can tell me why James' career just fizzled out, I would really appreciate it. He seems so promising. And now we move to honorable mentions. Marcus, Devine, and Obungus mentioned Ricky Carmichael. A motocross legend, Carmichael would try his hand at stock car racing. He would make 3 starts in the Turner Motorsports 30, and he would record a best finish of 9th at Road America. And then Titan, Sam Hemsel, Devine, and Kyle mentioned Stanton Barrett. Barrett would make 42 starts in the 30, some as an owner-driver and some for Ski Motorsports. His results weren't great, but he had some pretty cool paint schemes at least. And now we've hit the last to drive. The 30 hasn't seen the track in a while. It was last piloted by Danica Patrick in a one-off race at Daytona to start the 2014 season. It is kind of wild that this one has been away for so long, but hey, at least it had success, which couldn't really be said for the Cup Series number 30. Now we move to the 31, and this one has a champion with it. Let's dive in. The 31 has 13 total wins with 3 different drivers. It's competed in 521 total races with a 2.5 win percentage. And the first to pilot the 31 in the Xfinity Series would be John Cleek. He would run it at Bristol in 1982, finishing 24th. I couldn't find much on John, and this start at Bristol would be his only with the number, so sorry y'all, another one without a photo. We make up for the no photos with a Hall of Famer and household name. The first to win with the 31 would be the legend, Mark Martin. He would take it to victory lane for the first time in 1987 at Dover, driving for Lawmaster Racing. All in all, Martin would make 27 starts with the number, and would visit victory lane 3 total times. And now we move to the driver with the most wins, and this guy also brought the number a championship. Steve Grisham would will a family-owned 31 ride to 8 total wins in 132 starts. He would experience the pinnacle of his career in 1993, winning twice en route to the series championship. 1993 would be his final full-time season in the Xfinity Series as well, so there was no better way to cap it off than with a championship. And that leaves the last to win, and this one had a pretty long drought, nearly 20 years without a victory. Justin Allgaier would break the drought and win at Montreal in 2012, driving the 31 for Turner Motorsports. This was a crazy race, with Allgaier passing Jacques Villeneuve on the last lap for the win. It was relatively early in Allgaier's career. Today we know him to be a chiseled veteran of the series. And now let's move on to honorable mentions. Dylan and Obungus mentioned Jordan Anderson. A winning team owner now, Jordan would pilot the 31 as an owner-driver in 2021, and would even record a top 5 finish at Talladega. I love the guys at Jordan Anderson, and I wish them all the luck and success in the world. And then NASCAR Hot Wheels, Sam, Divine, Obungus, Impact, and Jordan mentioned Dale Jr. Could I really do an honorable mention segment for the Xfinity 31 and not mention Jr.? He would run this in the late 90s, and this Wrangler scheme is incredible. I love this mention. Thanks you guys. And that takes us to the current driver. And the current driver of the 31 is Parker Retzlaff. 2023 would be Parker's first season with Jordan Anderson, and he honestly impressed. As a rookie, he would finish 16th in the standings, posting 1 top 5 and 6 top 10s. Parker has the speed, and Jordan Anderson is showing promise as a competitive team in the garage. I could see him getting the 31 back to victory lane. What do you guys think? We have arrived at the 32. More wins and winners than both the numbers previously, and some big names have piloted this one. Let's get into it. The 32 has 18 total wins with 6 different drivers. It's competed in 637 total races with a 2.8 win percentage. And alright, I promise I did try my best, but I could not find any photos for this one either. Mike Riley would be the first to drive the 32 in the Xfinity Series, bringing it to the track for the inaugural race, Daytona 1982. He would finish 15th in this attempt. He would only make 6 total Xfinity Series starts, and that 15th place finish would be the best finish of his career. I guess Mike, Bubba, and John all skipped picture day. And we have another situation similar to the 30, with Dale Jarrett not only getting the 32 its first win, he would also win the most with it. Jarrett would get the number's first win in 1986 at Rogemont, driving for Eisenhower Racing. All in all, Jarrett would win 11 times in the 32, 5 coming for the previously mentioned Eisenhower Racing, and 6 coming as an owner-driver. And we've hit the other winners portion of this one, and there are 4 drivers to showcase here, starting with Jeff Green. Green would win 3 times with the 32, all coming in 1999, driving for Progressive Motorsports. He had an incredible season with the number. In addition to his 3 wins, he would post 12 top 5s and finish 2nd in the points. Of course, he had to compete with Dale Jr., and for those of you who don't know, Dale Jr. in the late 90s in an Xfinity Series car was dangerous. Next we have Mark Martin. He would only make 5 starts in the 32 in the Xfinity Series, and would win in his first ever race with Turner Motorsports. He would win at Las Vegas in 2011, driving the 32. He would make 3 other starts that season with the number, but wouldn't really sniff victory lane in those. And hey, here's a really awesome mention. Dave Blaney would get his one and only NASCAR win in the 32. Driving for Braun Racing, he would win at Charlotte in 2006. Dave is the father of NASCAR champion Ryan Blaney, and I know that just happened, but hey, I'm going to say it any chance I can. And then finally, before our last to win, we have the king of the Xfinity Series, Kyle Busch. He would win at Charlotte in 2008 for Braun Racing, driving the Dollar General Camry. I loved this paint scheme, and they had a heck of a driver rotation with it. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Brian Vickers would share seat time with it, and they made the 32 a contender on most weekends. And we've made it to the last to win with the 32. Reed Sorensen would win at Road America in 2011 for the numbers and his last career win. Driving for Turner Motorsports, he would put together a very consistent 2011 campaign. He would finish 5th in the standings, recording 1 win and 6 top 5s along with 12 top 10s. And now let's move on to some honorable mentions. Hib, Divine, KR Diecast, Logo, and Tony Meows all mentioned Brian Vickers. This one hurts me. He should have picked up a few wins with this one, but fell short many times. I loved the Dollar General scheme, and he was so fast with it. In 33 starts, he posted 12 top 5s and 24 top 10s. That's tough. And let's finish the 32 off with its last driver. Kyle Larson would be the last to pilot the number, running it full time during the 2013 season. This would be Larson's rookie season, and it is honestly surprising to me that he never won a race with it. He would record 9 top 5s and 17 top 10s, but never found victory lane, finishing second 3 times that season. This one has been gone for over 10 years. Who brings it back, and can it be successful like it was? We have another increase in wins this time, and this one has some big names to win with it as well. Here is the 33. The 33 has 20 total wins with 6 different drivers. It's competed in 746 total races with a 2.7 win percentage. And we have a photo finally. Thank you, Mr. George Dalton, for showing up for picture day. He would be the first to drive the 33 in the Xfinity Series, running it in the first ever series race in 1982 at Daytona. He would make 17 total starts in the 33, and his paint scheme is honestly pretty awesome. Those colors work really well for me. Kudos, George. Thanks for showing up. And the first to take the 33 to victory lane is another Hall of Famer, Bobby Labonte. Driving for Wegner Racing, he would win at Michigan in 1994. They would normally run Pontiacs that season, but in their first race with a Chevy, Labonte would win. Why the team decided to go back to Pontiac after the win with the Chevy, I don't know, but it's a cool stat. And this would be Bobby's only win with the number. And now we get to the driver with the most wins. And that driver is none other than future Hall of Famer, Kevin Harvick. It hurts me so badly to know that he's retired from full-time competition, but it's going to be nice to see him in the Fox booth at least. Happy Harvick would make 117 starts with the number in the Xfinity Series, and he won 8 times to lead all drivers. 5 of these 8 wins would come with his own team, Kevin Harvick Incorporated, with the other 3 coming with Richard Childress Racing. We have seen a lot of Kevin in this series, and we aren't done seeing him, but it will be a while before we see him again. And on to other winners, and there are 3 to mention, starting with Tony Stewart. Smoke would win 3 times, 2 of which would come with the previously mentioned Kevin Harvick Inc., and the other win would come with RCR. It was awesome that Smoke and Kevin had such an incredible relationship, with Harvick winning in Stewart's cars and Stewart winning in Kevin's cars. Next we have Paul Menard, who would win twice. Both of these wins would come with Richard Childress Racing, the first in 2014 at Michigan, and the last at Road America in 2015. I liked Menard. It was always really cool to see him win. And finally we have Tim Fedewa, and he would also win twice. He would grab both of these wins in 1998 driving for Base Motorsports. His first win would come at Nazareth, and his last would come at South Boston. And on to the last to win with the number, and it's the grandson of Richard Childress, Austin Dillon. He would win 4 times in the number, with the last for it coming in 2015 at Charlotte. Dillon only made 25 starts with the number, and he had some really incredible stats with it. In addition to the 4 wins, he would post 14 top 5s and 20 top 10s. A lot of people give Dillon a hard time, but he definitely knows how to drive a race car, that's for sure. And now let's move to honorable mentions. Young Money and Obungus mentioned Matt Crafton. The Truck Series legend would make 4 total Xfinity Series starts, and all would come in the RCR 33 ride. He would post 2 top 5 finishes, both coming at Kentucky. They would be 3rd place finishes in 2013. And we wrap up the 33 with the last to drive, and it has been absent for a while as well. The last to pilot the 33 would be Brandon Jones, doing so full time in 2017. With it being gone for some time, what team gives it life again, and who breaks an almost decade-long drought? And we wrap this one up with the 34. And see, I told you. All of today's numbers have found some pretty decent success. Let's finish this one up though. Here is the 34. The 34 has 15 total wins with 3 different drivers. It's competed in 630 total races with a 2.4 win percentage. I'm sorry y'all, But we end with another photoless driver. Frank Kelly would be the first to pilot the 34 in the Xfinity Series, running it at Darlington in 1982. He would start and finish 20th in this attempt. He would make only 2 total starts with the number, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised by the lack of photos. And the first to win with the 34 would be Jimmy Spencer. The number would make its first trip to victory lane in 1989 at Hickory. All in all, Spencer would win 3 times, with all 3 coming in 1989. His other 2 wins would come at Rogemont and Myrtle Beach. Now we move to the winningest driver of the number, and that title belongs to Todd Bodine. The 2-time Truck Series champion would win 7 times in the 34. Ironically, these wins would come with Team 34, spanning from 1991 until the last of 7 wins coming in 1993. He would finish the 1992 season 3rd in points with the number, a very solid showing. Now on to the last to win, and this is a pretty cool one. Mike McLaughlin would last take the number to victory lane all the way back in 1998 at Charlotte. He would win 5 total times, all coming for Team 34. Also, look at how beautiful that paint scheme is. Very well done. And now let's move to honorable mentions for the last time in this one. Marcus, Young Money, and Obungus mentioned Tony Raines. He made 69 total starts in the 34, posting 1 top 5 and 4 top 10s in that time. These starts would come with Front Row Motorsports, and he would make the full 2009 season with the number, finishing 12th in the standings. Thanks for all the incredible mentions today, guys. I wish I could get to more of them, but keep sending them to me and I promise we'll get you in. You guys rock. Finally, the last to drive the 34 would be Andre Castro. This was a Jesse Iwuji entry, with the number's most recent start being at the 2023 Indy Road Course event. Castro would make 2 starts with it in 2023, with less than ideal finishes. This one hasn't seen victory lane in a very long time. Who can change that? And that'll do it for numbers 30 through 34. This one genuinely surprised me. I figured these numbers would be just as desolate as on the Cup side, but I was wrong. As always, I'm prone to forgetting drivers. Let me know who I may have missed for this one down below. We will be back next time for numbers 35 through 39 to wrap up the 30s. If you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. It helps a ton and I definitely appreciate it. And did you know that 71% of my viewers aren't subscribed, but they are returning viewers? If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? And thanks as always to the Dogleg team for all their help. Y'all make the channel and the community a much better place. Thanks Darksea, Dice, Christian, The Gamer, Elite, and Chili for all that you do. Be sure to check the community tab of the channel. We do cool little giveaways like autographed merch and diecast, as well as do updates and polls for the channel. You definitely don't want to miss it. And we also have a Discord server. Find the invite in the About section of the channel or in the description below, and come join us over there for even more fun and learning. But that'll do it for us here at Dogleg Media. I'm Matt, your host, and you've been watching NASCAR Number History. I'll see you next time.